Hey everyone, well, this is almost April, but I didn't send you out a video for March. So this is going to be the video that we're going to be talking about NotebookLM. I don't know if everybody's aware of this tool, this resource is at your fingertips. If you have a Google account, if you're on Google Workspace, you have access to NotebookLM. And I think I could confidently say it's a gem that is a diamond in the rough. And it was originally created to be able to just consolidate a bunch of information and give you a synopsis and all that kind of stuff. But now it's evolved into something more and allows you to do a lot of different things in here. So let's take a look at it together and jump right in. Now, if you know NotebookLM inside note, you can stop watching the video at this point. Or you want to see if there's something that I know that you don't know, then you can continue onward. So basically, it all works by creating what's called a notebook. And first of all, you get to it by notebooklm.google.com. If you got a Gmail account, you'd have to log in, or any Google Workspace account to log in. You see here, I have a bunch of different notebooks in here that I've been using over the times. So we're going to go ahead and we say create a new notebook, and now it's going to go and create it. Now, what it allows you to do and what it wants you to do is give it source data. And you can pull in source data from multiple different things in different places. So you could search the web for new search data that's in there. You can upload files. You can pull in links to websites. You can go to your Google Drive. Or you can copy and paste text in here. Now, as you are a speaker, you have probably content that you've created. Maybe you've written a book and things of that nature. You can utilize this to go ahead and do that. And you can go ahead and say, upload a file, and it can go ahead and pull that in. So I'm going to see what I can find here for a file. Now, I've used one of my clients' books in one that I'm going to show you because I generated some content beforehand, and see if I can quickly find it in my downloads here. You can just see scroll through. Now, my downloads probably looks as chaotic as yours over time. Here, let me just search these by PDF. That's probably going to help me do this a lot easier. Okay, so it's this book here. I've already uploaded it, but I would go ahead and I could select it. Now, I'm going to go back actually to here and go into that one right here. So once you upload it, this is essentially what it's going to do here. Oh, sorry, there we go. It's going to give you a summary of it, and there's the source over here. I'm going to move my recording thing down a little bit. Oh, it does not want to stay down. There we go. And you can go ahead and add other sources over time, right? So if you have multiple books on a topic, you can go with that. If you find blog articles that you've written or that people have written, you can go ahead and add those in here and add those sources at this point. Come back to this window. But what it allows you to do in that center chat area here is start to ask it questions. This is quite a, it's a full-length book in here, and it basically gives a summary. And then I could say something like, what are 3 quotes from the author I can use in a social post? Right, so think about using an AI tool, a ChatGPT or Gemini or anything like this, but it's going to then be talking about this specific set of sources that's here, right? So now it's going to go in and start to do this, right? Now this seems pretty cool and all that kind of stuff. It's not as fast as the other ones, but it goes through and it pulls in that content, right? So you can do that and you can save it as a note, and it will always give you suggestions in here, right? It knows the content, it has learned this, and it gives you those suggestions so you can go ahead and continue that chat with it. But what I really like is what's happening over the right-hand side under Studio is now you can do an audio overview, right? You can do a slide deck from this, a video overview, and I have a video overview down here, and I have a infographic that I created. But if I do audio overview, I click on this, there's some options that come up, which means you want to do a deep dive, which is a lively conversation between 2 hosts unpacking, connecting the topics of the sources. You want a brief, a bite-sized overview of that content, a critique, or a debate, right? So you can go pick that short, default, long, and give it areas that you want it to focus on, right? So this is really becomes interesting. What I've done with this before was I've had clients that have gone ahead and did a video. So a long form video. We transcribe it, we put it in here, and then we create blog posts from it. But we also then do, a brief, audio brief, embed that into the blog post, and now you're bringing your content to life that way. So you can do that with the audio overviews. Slide deck in here, you can do a detailed deck. So this is a comprehensive deck with full details and text, perfect for emailing or reading on your own. So if you're doing a presentation, or you want to do a presenter slide. So clean visuals with key talking points to support you while you speak. Right, so you got two different styles that are in here. Okay, so I'm just going to click on the detailed one here, and we're going to go default, and I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm going to click generate. What will happen is it'll come over here and it'll start to generate that. And this can take up to several minutes for it to do that. And you can do other things at the same time, right? You can do a video overview, and you got different ones: cinematic, explainer, a brief. So you can pick those options. A mind map, so it can generate that. Now there's no option; it's just going to generate it. Reports, so you create your own, a briefing document, a study guide, a blog post from this. So we're going to click on blog post here. I'm going to get that to start to generate. Now I'm doing a lot with this, so I may have to pause the video and come back to it. You've got the option for flashcards. So how many cards do you want? Standard, fewer, more, level of difficulty, easy, hard, so forth. So if you want to create those flashcards, let's do an easy one here, just for the sake of this. Actually, let's do standard. And we'll generate those. Now, I'm not putting any guidance in here for this. It's mainly for you to see this. Quiz. So what kind of quiz do you want to create here? So we're going to go standard, and we're going to go medium, and we're just going to generate with the default stuff. And then a data table. I'm not going to click and generate the data table. So let's take a look at some of the quality of the stuff that's here. All right, so let's first of all look at the infographic that I created last evening with this. So we can click on that. It's going to pop up, and it takes the concept. So when I did the graph, actually, let's go back and look at this first here, infographic. So you got different styles, because this makes a lot more sense. You got landscape, portrait, and square. So if you're doing some social posts with it, you got different styles. I chose the bricks one, but you can pick other styles in here to pull out stuff, and you can essentially, if you had a book and you had multiple concepts, you could say, okay, do an infographic on chapter 4 or chapter 2 or this concept or whatever it is. And it can start to build all your content for you. Or if you're going out to do a presentation, you need an infographic to explain a concept. If you feed the information in here, this can generate it for you, okay? So let's go back and look at this. So here is the graphic. Did a really good job in here and created that infographic based off of, basically no guidance in here. I just hit the default for that. And it gives you the option to download it as a high quality image. So you can work with that. Now the video in here, I don't know if the audio is going to come through in the loom here, but
there is a persistent.
It's basically, if we hit play, I don't know if it's going to play in here while I'm generating everything. Let me pull up. I have the file on my computer. I'm going to open it as a QuickTime. All right, so pull it over here, right? So
there is a. Maintaining this mask had a physical cost. Andrew stopped sleeping. He lost the energy for his community.
So that's one style of the video that you can generate. And we will close this. How to get back out of there? The X is gone. There we go. Hit the escape on your computer. But for video overview, if you did an explainer or whatever, you can have those options like I showed you in there for all that information. Let's take a look at other ones that stopped here. So this one here was the mind map. So here's the name of the book, and then you got the different mindsets that are in here. So it basically will start to break open, the whole flow. Now this was a book. This is probably something that would have been done beforehand when writing a book. But if you did, let's say, a webinar or a keynote presentation or whatever, and you wanted to turn it into a course or anything like this, this would be a really good starting point to allow you to do that. So you got that option in here. Let's see what the quiz looks like. So leadership quiz. So now you can build these questions that you want to use. Maybe you're building an online quiz, so you can go ahead and build this all out. You can edit, or sorry, that's to delete. And then from this, if you want to share some stuff, you can share this whole notebook with contacts and clients that you have. I don't believe it allows us to embed this quiz in here. So I would just regenerate it and have the information from it. What else do we have here? The quiz, that was the quiz, we just did that one. These are still generating flashcards and slide deck. Any of the stuff that's generating, like the videos take a long time to generate. I think that one last night took upward an hour to generate that. So, don't try to do something quick. The blog post in here. So I've never used this for creating a blog post. So, it could be good, could not be good, but at least it's a starting point and giving you tools to work with this as you go through it. You can copy the content for formatting. So if you want to go and paste it into, let's say, a Google Doc or paste it into your website, you can go ahead and do that as well. Okay. So that's basically what this allows you to do. I'm actually going to pause the video here until these are done generating. So I want you to see this in the video, what comes out of these. Okay, so the slide deck has created, as you see, the flashcards are still here generating. So let's take a look at the slide deck to see what this looks like. So pretty cool, the design-wise and everything. So let me just go in here. I can hit Start Slideshow, so I can actually run it straight from this, hit the next arrow, assuming. Yeah, so pretty cool. Of what it pulls in here. And again, keeping in mind, it only built this based off of what it read from the book that's in here. So pretty cool in the content that it can generate in here. And you can click Revise and go in here and start to obviously make notes in here. This is basically telling it to generate whatever it is. So you can pick the slide you want here, give it almost vibe coding feel here, and tell it to do something, and then it will generate a revised deck based off of that. So you add your notes through the whole slide deck, and then go ahead and say generate, and it will then go and regenerate that for you. So pretty neat in how that works. And I'm just wondering what our options for download are. So PDF or PowerPoint. So obviously you can pull into PowerPoint. I don't know if the elements are going to be individual in here. Let me go see here for you guys. I'll open this up in PowerPoint. I don't think it's going to be or give you that ability to do that. But hey, you never know. So here, let me pull over PowerPoint. Yeah, I can't edit it. They're just images in here, but still you have PowerPoint to work with if that's your platform to operate on. So let's just see if that other one is done. So the flashcards are still generating. So again, I'll pause the video until those are done. Okay, so one thing I want to point out in here is that not always do these tools work as planned. For some reason, this generating flashcards has been going almost 45 minutes now. I actually jumped on a half-hour client call while this was here. I've refreshed everything and it's still not generating. So we're just going to chalk it up to maybe it's a bug in this case, but I've had it work for other ones in any regard. So play with it. I think you will find very good use for this tool in your speaking, coaching, and training business. And if you have any questions, please leave it on the comment of this video, and I'd be happy to answer those for you.